All right, this is Doug Johnson, aka Housing Revolution. Welcome to this week's series, How Investors Inflate Housing Prices, Part 3. Today we are going to talk about the third mechanism, the money supply available specifically to land and housing. Money supply is a crucial concept to understand. And thanks to the massive amounts of stimulus put out during the lockdown and the inflation that soon followed, I think most people are finally starting to understand that the more money you put into the economy, the more prices inflate.
Hard to say.
This dynamic is not limited to the macro, to the economy at large.
Oh, really?
It also applies to the micro.
Interesting.
For instance, the more available student loans became, the more universities raised tuitions and other related costs. The more available car loans became, the more car manufacturers and dealers were able to increase prices. The same applies to housing. With mortgages enabling land sellers and home sellers to charge higher and higher sales prices. Now, that would be bad enough if only owner-occupants were buying homes, but as soon as you allow investors into the housing market, all hell breaks loose, as investors tend to have a lot more cash and access to credit than your average owner-occupant. The increases to the money supply available specifically to land and housing that investors have brought about are astronomical and inflate and hyperinflate housing prices accordingly.
But that's okay.
While you rarely hear this discussed,
That's okay.
this mechanism of investor-caused inflation is huge.
It's got bigger or
And
better?
think about it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Nearly every time an investor successfully buys an investment property, they were able to buy it by paying more than any of the hopeful owner-occupants were able to pay.
I love it.
Now, if our dysfunctional land and housing system had never allowed investors into the market,
It's it shouldn't even.
prices would be much lower, even if it were due only to the fact the money supply of owner-occupants is much, much lower than that of investors.
Got smaller?
But as we learned in the first two videos of the series, housing inflation caused by investor demand and the investor-driven decreases in the supply of homes available for purchase by potential owner-occupants are also at play.
Meow.
So tomorrow,
I had no idea.
Frog.
It shouldn't even.
that's so close.
I don't think so.
All right, River,
Oh my God.
we got two more to go, and it's still 2-1, and I'm in the lead.
I really
Come on.
Okay,
Sue.
so tomorrow we are going to put it all together. Over and out.
FSF. Get a tan.